Hello everybody. Today we're going to go into the progress of the game we have so far, and we're going to learn a little bit about movement of characters and collision detection in game. Of course, with this game we're not particularly doing that, but it's good to still get a basis of how it works and for the possibility of other games in the future. So far what we got completed one of the puzzles working. Let's see if we can make it work right here. This is just a representation of what we have, but nonetheless, still want to show it off. So we just got one of the puzzles, the what we deem as the sight puzzle. So we click a button, that pops up, and you have to figure out which one is the right one. And of course, as you see on the right, these are wrong, and there's only one that's right. Huzzah! Right. So in the game itself, you're gonna have a bar that said that the quote unquote insanity bar that goes up if you start clicking the wrong one, taking too much time on the puzzle and whatnot. Things start popping up, but we're not worried about that so far. Next meeting, we hope to get the another puzzle done, the sound puzzle and maybe the memory puzzle. It's a little hard to tell because I know the sound one would be extremely simple, while the memory one is a lot more difficult. So the plan is with that, get the sound puzzles just done now. That'll be easy. But with the memory puzzle, we're only allotting about 2 weeks with that before time's up, and I am not 100% sure whether I want to just finish it myself or just leave it out, because I am trying to be as hands off as possible and not input too much of my work, so everyone can get the most amount of credit for themselves possible. So we got that. As regards to art, we still are going into trying to replace the placeholder art. I'm thinking of allotting time to make a placeholder make it more like replaceable placeholder for level itself, instead of just having this, because this art right here is literally from Pokemon. We kind of don't want that. But that's a one step at a time thing. We still got time to place over. We just rather make it work right now. So now we're gonna get into how to make characters move. So what I could do, I'm thinking of doing it. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put the main character down, and I'm gonna, forgot how huge they are. Bop, bop, bop. Okay. And so I'm going to insert a script where I already have it working. If anybody has seen the video of me making the Leafeon. Oh no, actually I don't want to do that. Never mind, that was a bad idea. There's a lot of code in there that's referenced from stuff that doesn't exist in this game. Never mind. It's gonna go insane. Okay, no, delete. Okay, that's fine. Okay, but we still have the reference code to go off of inside Unity. Oh, I don't know why it does this. Wait a minute, what? Do I have two open? Nah, get out of here. Okay, so the way it generally works, there's a couple possibilities you can go with moving inside 2D. So you have the camera itself. You have to. Okay. So let me start that over. Two possibilities with movement. You can, and it depends what kind of movement you're going for. Do you want it to where the character itself is moving and the level and the camera is not centric on the character? Super easy. That one is pretty simple. Let's start one at a time. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna actually write it instead. If for anyone new at programming, just make sure to try your best to write the code. Even if you have a copy and paste, even though you can copy and paste it, it's better to write it yourself. Sure, you can look back at it for reference, but writing it down will help a whole lot to remembering how to write it. I am so used to making games that involve just clicking. They're just nothing but mouse inputs, that I'm not 100% on the inputs of the keyboard or control inputs and whatnot. So there will be a lot of me looking back at my code for this particular exercise. But hopefully I can get both of them done with just nothing but writing it down. We are putting it, the last kind of input we did was a mouse input, and we had it as its own function, and that's a way to do it. And I am sure there is a function for getting key downs, but I think for now we'll just keep it like this. And for the future, if there is a function for getting key down, I'd rather keep it that. I'd rather use that instead of the method I'm doing right now because of the processing power. One thing, I'll repeat it again for those new at it. Processing power, you gotta really worry about processing power when it comes to making a game. Little games, not so much, but still keep it as practice, because the bigger the game, the more code the game will have to process, and you want to keep that as minimum as possible. So we'll go with first up. What I do need to make is a new vector. So vector 3. Do I need to make it public? No. I probably should. No, let's make it protected. 3. Okay. But I didn't actually need to make that, but do I? Yeah, I think I do. See, these are just one of those things to where I don't really 100% remember at the top of my head. Okay, we also need to make another variable. And maybe this will all be just for direction, for just moving. I'll try to explain my thought process all the way. First, we're just going to make a move. Don't worry too much about what's going on here. I know it looks like a lot, but this is just the culmination of all this programming. So it's all right. Yeah. Okay. So I didn't make it. Awesome. Not the VMware. Okay. So what I need to first do right now to make this work as clean as possible is, once I got all the inputs in, you need to have it. Oh, I spelled it wrong. You need to have a reference for to start moving in the direction. The way Unity does it, weirdly enough, is that, and you don't tell an object to move this direction based upon one command. You basically tell it, hey, this was your old position, now we're going to replace it with a new position based upon a certain variable. So in the end, the result is the same, where you move it to the same spot, but you're not telling it with one line of code, boop. You're telling it you go from here to here based upon a certain number. It's semantic, but it makes sense. It to coders it makes sense, I guess. Okay, so yeah, let's go back into my code to see what it says, cause yeah, that's what we have to do. All right. Up and place that. Oh, come on. Oh, no. Copy. Paste. Alright. So, is it going the right way? No. Gotta go that way. Alright. So, pressing up should make it go up at the moment. It's a bad habit of mine, and it's a bad habit of mine, but make sure that when you're coding to test it as much as possible, because you don't want to go an hour into coding and find all of these errors. I get into a bad habit thinking I've been writing the same code all the time. I think everything's going to be right, and no matter how simple the code is, most of the time it's not right. Okay, let's add the script, and I believe it's this one. The organization skills is really sloppy for this. It's just been nothing but trying for me to teach new things with all different source codes, and so none of this is coherent when it comes to organization, but it's just trying to make it work at the moment. Go away. Okay, so this box should move up when I press the up button. Let's find out. Okay, so it does move up, but as you can see, it doesn't do it when I hold it. It only does it when I press it. So it looks like a worm. Inch. So, how do we solve this? This wasn't actually planned. I thought I was supposed to move up all the way, but you know what? It's fine. We're both learning together. Anyways, how do we do this? That's why I made this variable direction. So, do direction. Let's do this direction equals 1. I could make it a string, make it up, but I'd rather make it a variable and just remember to keep it that way. Just keep up the pattern that 1 means up, 2 means down, blah blah blah. So if direction equals 1, then we do that. Now, for those who are privy to this know what's gonna happen, but me, I'm thinking it should work, but you know it's not. We'll see why. For those who have guessed that was gonna happen, you're right. So what's happening right now is that when you press up, the direction is 1. But nothing happened. But how are you gonna change it to another direction? Well, we have to make another variable, or another if-then statement. It's not when the key is down; it's when the key is up. And when the key is up, change it to 0, and we'll count 0 as no directions. So we'll go ahead and start making it for the no we'll just show that this works, and wow, I wonder why he was going so slow with that one. In the game I was using as a reference, that was like really fast. Interesting. We'll change that to that. Come on. The downside of constantly testing like this is that if you don't have a super fast computer, it does this. It takes so long just to test every little thing, and that's why I want to just code it all and not test it until cross my fingers and not test it until like an hour later. Bad habit. Bad habit. Okay, let's see if it works. They should stop. Oh, bop. Oh, now they go fast. Bop, bop, bop. Okay, it works. Cool. So now let's start replacing it with the other ones. Start direction equals 2. Start direction equals 3. And as a reminder, most coders I've seen do put spaces in between the beginnings of, in between like spaces like this, where inside the if then statement you space the beginning part and the end part, and space if then statements apart from each other, and space block big chunks of lines of code between if then statements. This is to keep it organized for people coming in, for new coders that don't know your code, but not necessarily new coders, but coders that don't know your code, to come in and to see it, to be able to read your code better. Input. Nope. You will learn very fast. You will learn how to type really fast when you start coding. Alrighty. Okay. For the sake of moving it forward. No. I have told everyone to write it all out, and I will write it all out. I know it's very tempting to just copy and paste, but try your best not to do that. You can copy and paste once. I'll give you that leadway. Copy and paste once, but then now you have the source of it, you can write it. Another thing about not being able to copy and paste is that you're gonna misspell everything a lot easier. That's left, so that means. Okay, just one more. There is a bit of a process for moving up left and up right. I will get back to that if we have time, because it is a bit of like a logic loop you have to go down. It's one of those things to where you think, oh, this should be easy. You just do this and this, and then a bunch of, oh, right, what about with this happens? What about if this happens? What about if this happens? Good exercise in a logical thinking, but tough when you have to. Yep, something's misspelled. Character post. Okay, where else? Start character post. Wonder why I'm adding T at the end. Oh, move away. Alright, should go in every direction now. Up. Bop, 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 bop. Yay! Of course, it's getting very confused when I try to go up, left, and up, right. It's just like, wait, what? It won't. Because I didn't quite put the code as a possibility. That's fine. Okay, now we're just going to do some quick collision detection. So we're going to add another object here. To the object, sprite, square. What do I call this? Wall. Ah, damn it. Okay. Yeah, fine, I'll use a scale tool. Whoop. Gonna make it big. Now, okay, so I just made a square. It's gonna be the wall. Of course, we don't want the big giant white block to have any visuals. We don't. Now, of course, if we delete the visual right now, there's no representation of how big this thing is. There kind of is based upon the scale, at least from what I understand. Without the visual representation, it's going to be hard for the code to imagine it. So before we erase the visual part of it, we want to add the box collider component. Give me a sec, I think I'm going to sneeze. Nope, maybe. It'll come when it comes, I guess. Okay, so first we'll make a box collider. So right now it's using the size of it at present to determine the size of the box collider. Now we can erase the square. Let's go all the way up and have it none. Okay, it's invisible now. Now I have the box collider. So we also have to make the character themselves have a box collider. So now we have two colliders. For right now, we're just going to make it so we can have a collider working. So this code has its own function. Not that one. On 2D collision. Let's see if I remember how to write that. I probably don't. I've only written it a couple times. Void on. Oh, there it is. 2D kind of. Unity kind of makes you let you cheat like that. What was it? Cool. I think it's. Nah, it's. Damn it. There we go. You have to. There we go. So it's a little weird how that works. Anyways, okay. So what we're doing right now, we haven't seen these kind of functions before. So most of the time, you look at a function such as like update or start or any other kinds of function, any other basic function. There's nothing in here. That's usually fine to write it that way. It's because it's not like using a, it's not like referencing a variable for that function. To get a better understanding of what that means, in this one, it's referencing a collider to where the function itself is for when two colliders collide with another. And inside the character, it's going to collide with something, and then using the 2D collider, like the box collider itself, you then gather the information that it's like, okay, we'll have a better representation. Main character collides with object that is a collider. The main character with that function right there now takes the information of the collider and gives it to the one with the function of the collider. So now it has the information in this variable called call. Or just call it. Most people just call it that as a default because it's short and sweet, and you don't have to write collider all the way. You can call this variable anything, but that's what most is called. All right, now that we have that information, we are going to ask something about it. So if call dot, I believe it's game object dot name. Was that right? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So it's call dot game object dot name equals wall. That's weird. I do that. No. Okay. So now it's a wall. We're gonna put. So as a reminder, debug.log just makes things appear on the dash on the console to make sure your code has gone through here. So we'll see if it goes through there. Ah, right. We do need one more thing. Well, no, we don't. Okay, it should work. Don't worry about that. I think it's because my version of Unity is making it act weird. I don't want to update it right now because then it's gonna could possibly act even more weird. Okay. Oh, not working. That's fine, because I assumed it was either gonna work, but nothing else was gonna happen, or it wasn't gonna work. But it's not working because we need one more component, and that component is what's called a rigid body. There it is, rigid body 2D. What is a rigid body? I don't know 100%, to be honest. As far as I know, you just need it. There's things it has in there that help simulate certain things, like gravity, good for a 2D kind of thing, or mass, but I don't know 100% what that does. I'm still messing with it, so forgive me for not having full details on this, but as far as I know, it's just a simulation of certain physical properties. So now that we have that in there, let's go to the console. Blah blah blah. Okay. It works. Bump 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 bump. Ah! It works. Okay. Now we could do that, or we could put the rigid body inside of the wall. Something else happens if we do that. I'll show you. Oh wait, what? What's happening? Something happened. Why did it do that? See, there's a... Okay, let's see. We gotta make sure a couple things are right. That one, they're on the same layer. No. Well, okay, they're on the same line. Okay, they should be working. Okay, so something went weird. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. Boop. Okay. Turn the gravity off. I think I know what happened. Yep. So what's happening here is that there are two box colliders. That are running into each other. It's that mirror right there, and I am going to need to move that mirror so it doesn't interfere with that process. Is there another box collider somewhere? I don't think there is. Cool. Okay. It's not working in the way. Oh, okay. There. It's not working in the way I thought it would work. Oh wait, maybe I'm. No. Oh, they both have a rigid body. Maybe that's screwing it up. I'll take out you, because there is a way of just make. I think when both of them have a rigid body, it kind of just like screws up a bit. I don't remember the last test I did. Whew. Alright. Give me 1 sec. I'm just checking something. Whoop. Give me a sec. I completely forgot to share screens on Discord. But luckily I got this all recorded. So for those who've been missing it, through Discord is fine. Okay. So now this should work. Okay, we'll keep track of the wall. What's supposed to happen is, ooh, that's not happening for some reason. You know what? It's fine. We got it working. To where. Let's just try it again. Make sure that to just have a good old fashioned working thing. Oh. Oh, this is hurting. It's now all of a sudden not working. It was working before. Okay. You know what? It's fine. Okay. Let's do this. Let's go back. Let's go backwards. And let's make a new wall. It's cool. And let's move that wall up. Sometimes Unity just is gonna Unity. It's gonna be a bit weird. It's fine if it's a bit weird. Box collider, delete the graphic. Okay. Code is there. Alright. Oh, okay, what's going on? Why isn't it working all of a sudden? I just got at it working. Oh well. Well, this is the wonderful world of coding. It's just. Ooh! Oh, I found out. I found out. See, something simple. This doesn't have a 2D box collider. It got deleted for some reason. Maybe someone can trace back to see me accidentally delete it. Oops. Okay. There we go. Okay, now that's working. Let's see if we can do the other thing that I was wanting to do, which is, let's add a rigid body to here, because I want to show what happens if you add a rigid body to two of them, to one of them, because it does react differently. See, it starts pushing it instead. Why? I don't really know, and I haven't quite figured it out yet. No worries. I am currently testing it, so by the time we get to our next game, it's not like this super new thing that we're all just like about. Okay, and now if we delete the rigid body from the character, let's see what happens with that. It touches it. But it doesn't have any interaction. So it's a good way to have different things you want to happen. Like if you want like an event going up, like for instance, okay, let's just say you want the character to just like come in here and then right when they reach like a certain point of the level, a cutscene goes off. But how are you supposed to do that? Well, a couple ways to do that is like determining the X and Y value of the character and then something happens. Or you could just make a straight collision block to where when they pass over it, then boom, something happens. This method of making a wall that players can't pass through, that's easy. That's very simple, and Unity is great to have like simple stuff to make it so you don't have to do a lot of the coding. However, I don't like, and I'm trying to figure out a different method of doing it, whether through the rigid body itself or not, of the simple way of just having the character having the rigid body and just like bumping into walls. Because as you see, it looks tacky. Like, oh come on, just like see, they're like jittering, and that looks weird. I don't like that. That's really weird. The old way of doing it, and I liked it a whole lot better, but I have to stick with the confines of the new code. The old way that I used to do it in the action script is that once you reach a invisible object, just like we did, just like the example I was showing you, to where you run into a certain point, the code did it to where you would move it forward. The code would check to see if you hit something, and then if you didn't, then you continue moving forward. But as soon as you move forward and hit an object, and it said, oh, you hit the object, then it moved them backwards. That is a really clean method instead of this like bumper car shit. I don't like the bumper car shit. It's weird. It just makes it look off. I'm sure there's, like I said, I'm sure there's a way to where to make it more of a harder, to where there's no momentum to just run into it. And if there is, okay, fine. But I just don't like the default right now. I'll find it out. I'll show once I figured it out. Okay, so now we got that figured out. We have time to look into making the character go up, left, and up, right, and how to go about doing that. So we all have all the different possible directions, but we need to put, okay, excuse me, what if we were going up and pressing up and left at the same time? Well, a way I figured it out is that when you click left, you then have inside another if then statement. If, direction equal 1. Then inside here you could put direction equals 5. And then else. Else if not, then it equals 3. Then down here we will consider what happens if it equals 5. Yes, I'm copying and pasting. Don't judge me. We don't have much time. We want to make sure to show that it works. Okay, so so it's left. That means, and then character pose dot y. Left up. That means this equals +1 f. Let's see if that works.
Character has an extra R.
Oh, well, thank you for pointing that out. Aha! If I could get bonus points, I would. Okay. Oh, did I just not spell it all together? Oh, there are multiple. Oh, okay, I see. Okay. Go away. Boom. Alright. Should go up left. Oops. It was when you press. There we go. Now didn't do it when you press left because I didn't put it inside pressing up. So it's like up then. So I would go through going into how to do it for all the other direction, but I want to teach one more method of moving the character based moving. So now that I've got that over with, what if instead you wanted a movement style to where, like in the RPG Maker game, to where well, not my RPG Maker game. Nonetheless, move it to where the camera is always centered on the character, like the camera follows them. Now, there are two ways of doing this. One, move the camera with the character themselves. So you just have the camera moving on it. And in this one, I have that exact same example of just adding the camera position. And that would be easy. We could do that. We could show it. Hurrah. I have another method that is kind of unorthodox, but it's not so much unorthodox, but it's just a different way of doing it. What if instead we made it so that the level moved instead of the character themselves? So first, what did I got? Just want to make sure I got the name right. Yep. Just for the sake of it. Oh. No. Excuse me, I'm thinking out loud. Gonna make a temporary variable. Find. Nope. Okay. So then now, do I need to grab? Nah, I don't. So instead, we're gonna make a new one. And we're gonna do a tool that is good to remember. So we're gonna use the find and replace tool. And so we're gonna find character pose, then change it with level pose. place. Oh, there we go. So, nope. We gotta change that. And we want to find that. Instead, replace it with, instead of this, it's gonna be level. Although, now we gotta delete game object, because that itself is a game object. Okay. And then we gotta make it opposite. Oop, boop. Oh, okay. But, oh, damn it. Whoops. That's fine. Okay. This should work. Nope, it didn't work. That's fine. Let's see what went wrong. Bum, bum, bum. Ah, that's why. I did define for this exact thing except the semicolon. That's what screwed it up. Boop. Okay. Little itty bitty things. Boom. See? Now, obviously, it looks like the character's moving, but the character's not moving at all. It's all the level. Okay. Alright, well, we don't have much time to show anything else, so I hope this was insightful, and let me know. I will do it right after this as well, but let me know when a good time between 12 and 6 is good to do a, well, basically 12 and 3 to start a meeting on Saturday to work. But I will pause up, and I'm going to end it right here. I hope this was insightful again, and see you next time.